For decades, whenever we talk about UFOs, we're always looking up, searching the stars for visitors from other planets. But what if the real truth is way stranger and a whole lot closer to home? Today, we're unpacking some of the most mind-bending theories out there from the world of ancient aliens. And that is the big question we're diving into. What if the aliens we've all been searching for aren't from some far-off planet at all? What if they're actually connected to secret expeditions, hidden worlds right under our feet, and maybe even the future of humanity itself? Okay, so to really get into this, you gotta go back in time, right after World War II. Because a lot of theorists will tell you it is absolutely no coincidence that the second humanity unleashes atomic power in 1945, bam, the modern UFO era kicks off. All of a sudden, our skies were filled with strange new things, from huge military operations in Antarctica to, of course, the legendary crashes at Roswell and Kingman. So our first stop on this journey, we're heading to the most remote place on the entire planet, Antarctica. Here, a totally official military mission might have been a cover for a discovery that could change, well, everything. Back in 1946, the U.S. military launched this massive naval expedition called Operation Highjump. Officially, they were just scouting for military bases. Simple enough, right? But according to a secret diary, supposedly written by its commander, Admiral Richard Byrd, they found something else, something incredible. An entrance to a hidden world, lush and green, with a city literally made of crystal. Now, I gotta be clear here. Mainstream historians are pretty much united in saying this diary is a total fabrication. But in the world of ancient astronaut theory, this thing is like a foundational text. According to this diary, Admiral Byrd actually met a being called the Master, who delivered a pretty chilling message. He said they were watching us, and our new toys, our atomic weapons, were a grave, grave concern. This alleged encounter is what directly links the dawn of our atomic age to this mysterious hidden world. Okay, so let's jump from a possible hidden world under the ice to a very real, very tangible event out in the American desert. This is the story of how one single crash allegedly gave birth to the most secret military base in America. Now, according to the whistleblowers, the story of how Area 51 came to be is just wild. It goes something like this. Step 1. 1953, right after a nuclear test, a disc-shaped thing crashes near Kingman, Arizona. Step 2. A secret team of engineers gets sent in, and what do they find? A perfectly intact craft and 4 beings. Step 3. The whole shebang gets whisked away in total secrecy to a remote patch of desert in Nevada. And finally, Step 4. The legendary Area 51 is built around it all, for one single purpose, to figure out what the heck they just found. But here's the thing. This wasn't just about taking apart a cool new machine. Insiders and whistleblowers claim that Area 51 also became the new home for a living survivor from that crash, an extraterrestrial entity they codenamed J-Rod. And get this, J-Rod wasn't some prisoner in a cage. The story goes he was a collaborator. For years, he supposedly worked side by side with our top scientists, sharing his knowledge and helping them reverse engineer the tech from his own craft, all while housed in this special chamber deep underground. Okay, so a secret chamber with an alien collaborator, that's already a huge deal. But the theory doesn't stop there. It goes deeper. I mean, literally deeper. The next claim is that Area 51 is just one small piece of a huge hidden network built right under our feet. And this brings up a really good practical question, right? If you're digging out these massive underground bases and tunnels, where does all the dirt go? I mean, we're talking mountains and mountains of excavated rock. How do you possibly hide all that? Well, the proposed answer is actually pretty clever. The theory is, all that excavated material gets trucked over to nearby commercial mines. There, it's mixed in with the regular ore and then basically dissolved using this chemical process called heap leaching. And just like that, the evidence of a massive secret dig just vanishes. So why all the digging? What's the point? Theorists claim it's to build a secret, super high-speed subway system, one that connects all these major black sites, from NORAD's command center deep in a mountain in Colorado, all the way to Area 51 in Nevada. An entire hidden infrastructure humming away right beneath our feet. All right, so we've got hidden worlds, secret underground bases, but this is where the whole story takes a massive turn, a turn that might just change everything. What if the occupants of these crafts aren't from other stars at all? To wrap your head around this next part, we need to talk about a little bit of real, honest-to-goodness physics. Einstein's theory of special relativity. This is proven science, folks. And what it tells us is that time isn't fixed. The faster you fly through space, the slower you experience time. It's a real thing called time dilation, and it is the absolute key to this next mind-bending idea. And here's where it gets really weird. This super modern physics concept, it seems to pop up in ancient myths and legends from all over the world. You've got a king in India who visits a god for what feels like a minute and comes back to find hundreds of years have passed. A fisherman in Japan spends 3 days in a sea palace and returns 300 years later. It's this recurring theme across totally different cultures, this idea of time passing differently for travelers. Okay, so all of this, the crash, Area 51, the idea of time travel, it all comes together now in one final and honestly pretty startling theory. It's called the future human hypothesis. So that brings us right back to the guy at the center of all this. After all this talk of hidden worlds and secret bases, the biggest question is still just who or what was J-Rod? Well, according to Dan Burish, a microbiologist who claims he worked directly with J-Rod, the answer he got was a total bombshell. J-Rod told him he wasn't an alien from another planet. He was a human from our own distant catastrophic future. A future where something terrible happens and nearly wipes humanity out. And that, right there, is the heart of this whole hypothesis. The idea is that the beings we call the Greys, the classic image with the big heads and skinny bodies, they're not extraterrestrials. They are us. They're a future branch of humanity, evolved over thousands of years, who have been forced to travel back to our time. But why? Why travel back in time? The theory says it wasn't for tourism or exploration, it was for survival. In their future, some kind of genetic catastrophe happens and they can no longer reproduce. So their mission back to our time is a desperate one: to find a genetic fix from their own ancestors, that's us, to save their species from going extinct. And that really leaves us with one last, kind of mind-blowing question to chew on, doesn't it? The whole UFO mystery gets turned on its head. Are we so busy searching the skies for visitors from the stars that we're missing the messages coming from our own descendants?